here. And now this is the code pattern that we're going to be using today. Now as for us developers, there's one button that stands out here, and that's the Get the Code button. So I'm just going to click on that, and it's going to bring us over to a GitHub repository. This GitHub repository actually has all the different code, and in fact, it actually also has steps as to how you can actually complete this code pattern and get it running for yourself. The first step is to get 24 hours of free access to the Power AI platform, which I've already done. In fact, yes, you can actually get 24 hours of free access to IBM Power AI, to this extremely powerful system. After that, though, we're actually going to set up and start using the Jupyter Notebook. Before that, though, I'd like to show you that I've actually SSH'd into this Power AI system that I was given quite literally instantly once I signed up. And now I can even do things like, for example, NVIDIA SMI, to show you that we are indeed running a Tesla P100 GPU on the server. We can run free -G, we're running 120 gigs of RAM, we can run uname -A, and we are indeed running a Power PC system over here. So as you can tell, we are working with a very powerful system, and through this SSH tunnel, I've also been able to start a Jupyter session. Now, inside of this Jupyter session, your next step will be to actually clone that Git repository down onto your server. But I've already done that because, again, I don't want you to have to watch paint dry. Alright, so I've already cloned this GitHub repository, and inside of it you can see quite a few different folders, but the one that we're most interested in is the Notebooks folder. If you go inside, you can tell that the IBM code pattern gives you this great code to start off with, so you can actually begin in a very simple way. It shows you all the different steps with extremely detailed documentation, and in fact, these are some of the examples of the data. And if we were to actually go to the very bottom of the notebook, I can show you some more examples as well. This is the image classification that we're trying to do. We're trying to find houses with these types of swimming pools and the houses that don't have these swimming pools. And again, only 40 training images, but if the deep learning model works nicely, we should be able to actually have a shot at this. Alright, so now I'm going to go back over to the Jupyter interface over here, and I'm actually going to upload a file. Now this file is actually the Python notebook that I've already prepared, which is a ported version from TensorFlow to Keras. Now this took me at maximum 20 minutes to make, and I'm actually exaggerating that a little bit. So that took me around 20 minutes to make, and if we actually go into this notebook, as you can see, I was able to take that TensorFlow code and almost line for line translate it into Keras code, which is what I am comfortable with. And so now, though, I think it's time to actually run this code and show it to you in action. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, again, using the simple Jupyter interface, I'm just going to click on Run All. And what it's going to do over here is it's going to import TensorFlow and Keras, it's going to get that done, and then it's actually going to download the Inception deep learning model. Inception is a deep learning model created by Google, and this deep learning model, extremely powerful, is actually trained on the ImageNet dataset with around 10 million training images on 20,000 different categories. We're going to be taking the knowledge that this neural network already has, and we're going to be fine-tuning that knowledge to amplify its skill of actually recognizing houses with and without pools. This is called transfer learning. As you can see, it's done downloading and preparing that model, and it's even done actually setting up the data, and it's also almost done training. Again, running on Power AI with very little data, and so each epoch only takes around a second. And as you can see, on the fourth epoch, we were able to reach 100% accuracy on the validation dataset. Again, that's a little bit misleading because we've only got 4 testing images, so the model doesn't really get a chance to show off the noise that it's actually learned or what it hasn't learned in the first place. But what this proves is that within 20 minutes, I was able to create a deep learning system powered by Keras with a TensorFlow backend, and I didn't need to do almost any of the work. The code pattern did it all for me, and now I can either swap out the data for my own data, or I can take the machine learning model that this has just given me, convert it to Core ML, apply it to a mobile application. I can deploy this on Node.js on the web, or do whatever else I think is necessary for my application or for my specific use case. Imagine all the repetitive code that's been taken away because I didn't need to do all of this. And now I, as a developer, can focus more on the actual technique of implementation and the algorithms behind this, rather than focusing on all of the code and actually getting the algorithms to work. All right, I hope you enjoyed that demo of IBM code patterns and IBM Power AI in action. Now we can switch back over to my slides here.